Hi, welcome to Webcomic Story Builder, where I share storytelling tips and tricks catered towards webcomic creators. Making a webcomic takes a lot longer than I thought. You have to plan out your story, then your chapter, think about dialogue, then draw the characters and the background, color everything, then add text. It's a heavy process. It's like you are your own film production team. The camera person, art department, costume, hair and makeup, lighting, scriptwriter, etc. Now, when you have work, or maybe children or a sick family member, the process takes longer as you try to split your time between all your priorities. As I got used to working on my webcomic, I haven't been able to work on my blog as much as I would have liked. Initially, I planned to work on my webcomic in the few hours I have after work, but that hasn't worked out as well. I find that I devote my entire Saturdays and sometimes Sundays to making my webcomic, but because I didn't do as much during the week, I have more to finish on the weekends. I think one person said it takes them about 1 week to line art and 1 week to color. So if it took me the same time, but I do that work on Saturdays, that means it will take me 7 Saturdays, or about 3.5 weekends, just to line art and color. That's something I'm going to be working on, especially as my webcomic moves to an outside setting. I'll need to think about street design as well. Of course, I won't be devoting the entire week to my webcomic because I have other things I'm working on as well, like making YouTube videos, social media posts, experimenting and learning different ways to tell stories that captivate people, and spending time with my family. I need to find a healthy, suitable way to divide my time, which is another thing I'll be working on. The other solution is to break my webcomic down so a single chapter is a few pages long. Currently, a chapter in my webcomic is 20 to 30 pages, but maybe I'll make my next webcomic short 10 pages per chapter. Doing this tricks the brain into thinking it's done more work. It helps with feeling motivated and breaking the work into smaller bits. But as a reader, I do enjoy the longer chapters. I'll experiment later on my next story and see how it all goes. The other reason I think it took me so long to finish my first chapter is that I'm still a beginner. I'm not a highly skilled artist, and I'm not confident with anatomy or even making webcomics, but I still want to make my webcomic look good. The more experience you have at something, the less conscious energy you'll have to put in. It's like learning to drive or riding a bike. Yes, pros still put in effort into their webcomic, but for someone who's new, the dichotomy between effort and result will be different. I'm spending a good portion of my time searching up how to draw a head in a certain angle, or how to letter text in a certain way, or redrawing body parts many times. There's this thing in neuroscience where the more you do something, it's placed in the subconscious part of your brain and requires little effort to repeat that action. So the more webcomics I create, the faster I'll be at it. It will take time, and in the meantime, I also want to practice making more stories. So I'm thinking of writing some web novels, but it kind of goes back to my first video about being a perfectionist. Quality versus quantity versus practice. The webcomic I'm currently working on is mostly to get used to making webcomics. At the start, it took me days to make a single page. Now, it takes me a few hours to rough sketch, line art, then color. Thank you for watching. If this did help, please do leave a like. If you like more storytelling tips, tricks and advice, do check out my blog